Hi, hi everybody. Hope you good. Let's talk about our parents. Let's talk about our parents. Do you know why your parents are different for every sibling? Let's say you have four siblings. The experience that you have with your parents is completely different than the experience your siblings have with your parents. Yes, you grew up in the same house, but your experience is different. For example, when you look at different patterns in terms of parenting, it's because of when they had you. Let's say the firstborns, when your parents had you, they were struggling, trying to find meaning to who they are as people, trying to find their careers, school, still living with their parents. So they were stressed. So when they were having you or when they're parenting you, they were stressed parenting you and trying to do everything that they can to make sure that you're good. And you saw and felt that. And when your second sibling came and your third sibling came, they were a bit relaxed. They were more casual about it because maybe they were secure in their careers, maybe they had moved out or they had gotten their first car. So it was more relaxed. But you still had the anxiety and fear and whatever it is that was instilled in you when they had you. So your second sibling and your third sibling does not have the same experience with the same parent. No, because you had different parenting skilled parent at this in the same house. So even when they talk to you and they sound the same, you react differently from the point of how you were raised or how you had experienced them. Same parent, different experiences. So this is why when we have kids, our parents are so gentle and so soft, and gentle parenting happens with them, with their grandkids, and they spoil the grandkids because they're at a place where they can afford to do that. They're at a place where they don't have to answer to anybody, they don't feel guilty about anything, and they can afford to spoil their grandkids, which they couldn't with us. And that's why you're like, when I did that, you were hitting me, or when I did that growing up, you were harsh. It's because the parent you had met was just someone who was trying to figure out who they are and where their life was going. So we don't have the same parent, guys. And sometimes we need to learn to forgive them. Even if they don't know how to say sorry, you have to learn to forgive them. The most difficult thing is that. And when you look at your siblings and you feel like your siblings have been spoiled, they don't understand, or they're lazy, maybe it's true they are, but they didn't meet the same parent that you had. So they don't know what you went through. That's why it's different for them. So be kind to yourself, be kind to your expectations from your siblings and your parents, and also blaming them for not being mindful or being the same with you as they are with your siblings. It's because when you met your parent or parents, it was a different life stages in their lives. And so that had different expectations and anxieties and fears and all of these pressures. And the older they got, and if they had a child in their older age, the more relaxed they were about specific things, and they could, afford to take the small ones to better schools or more expensive schools or whatever it is, because they wanted to give the best. That is the harsh reality. So holding on to anger, frustration, and trying to make them feel guilty might not be fair to them, because they might have not realized that that is what was happening, and they might just feel that you're ungrateful or whatever it is. So try to understand that, where were they when you met your parents in terms of being born? What were their struggles? What were they doing? So that you can be more gentle to them. if you are in a place where you can have a conversation with them and let them know, do that. If they're not willing to listen, it's okay. Learn from that. And if you have kids, learn to do better because you've experienced that as well. If your siblings are older and they look like they're hot and they always fight, understand that the pair that you got to meet is not the same that they met, and also be kinder to them with the anxieties and fears and being strict and organized or whatever it is that gives them a headache, and you just like, if I sleep, what are they going to do to me kind of energy. It's because they grew up in that reality and that was their reality and it's not fake. Okay, so I hope this makes sense. It's to learn to live with the parents that we're meeting now or that we met in our older ages and have the safe space to converse. If not, learn to let it go. I'm not saying forget, but learn to let it go because it's more hurtful for you than it is to them. Hope it makes sense. And see you again.